For ad-free episodes, as well as early access and bonus episodes, check out our Patreon. Free trials are available.
Activision devs do not play their own game.
3,000 devs can't figure out how to add a reconnect feature to a AAA title, I guess. I don't know.
Because Infinity Ward doesn't tell their consumers anything.
Maybe that'll take some of the sweats away from Shoot House.
You can cope about that, for sure.
Thanks for tweeting, at least. Thanks for doing more than Infinity Ward has done. They just keep tweeting about the soccer bundles in the store.
Things that are bad. We've got a couple words. Why don't you kick it off, Tanner?
This is going to be a longer section than the first part you guys heard.
Change it, obviously, of course. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 333, 3 cubed, 3 squared plus 1, 333, 300 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11. Welcome. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Today, I'm joined by Tanner, as per usual, and today we're calling an audible. That's as they say, as we used to say sometimes in the core. And what that means is we're changing the plan. We're moving the goalposts. We're getting crazy.
Nice.
Okay. So basically, originally we were going to do today a Vondel analysis based on that blog post we had gotten on Thursday, mid-pod. However, because next week Tanner's going to Zion National Park, we are going to be doing our news podcast on Tuesday of next week. That will be prior to having any patch notes for Season 4, which is normally what we would cover, obviously, in a news pod. And that would be fine if we were doing it on Thursday, but we're not. So, in light of that, what we're going to do is move the Vondel blog post dissection to Tuesday. So that's going to be our next episode, 334. And then today we're going to do some Q&A, catch up on some Q&A. It's been a while. These are fun and exciting. And that is what we have planned for
also
the afternoon.
With saving this till Tuesday, there's, I would say, a pretty high probability we'll have some sort of blog post on Tuesday as well about the season, maybe something. So maybe we can cover that too as we get there. If not, then it'll just be the Vondel thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it, but
well, they had said something that there's going to be more info coming out before the update again. So, but I don't know if that means an hour before the update with the patch notes, or if it means like the day before or something else. But yeah, I don't know what else they would actually put out at this point besides the patch notes. So maybe not.
Yeah, but that's fine. The Vondel blog post is going to be sufficient because it's as detailed as the analog we got from or for Ashika Island rather. So that's going to be good. Yeah. We're going to do that on Tuesday. So as far as next week is concerned, just again to remind you guys quickly, the schedule is going to be weird, but we're still going to be doing 2 episodes. So we are going to pre-record an episode for next week, next Saturday, 3:35, and that is going to be an episode on a topic.
It's gonna be, we're gonna cover the patch notes like quickly, not like go over it a ton, just cover some of the stuff from the patch notes, and then I think that's kind of going to be our first impressions as well. And then the other episode for Patreon next week that we're recording will be, I think, kind of like an early brainstorm on Vondel, I believe is what we had planned.
Yes, that's the plan. Yeah, because we're going to be able to play. Yeah, we have it all written down somewhere. The schedule's all fucking goofy. But basically, yeah, next Saturday, we will be doing a first impressions episode. We're not going to go over the patch notes in any great detail like we otherwise would, because obviously, again, we're doing the news pod early. So we're just going to go into the blog post instead. So what we're going to do for our pre-recorded episode that we'll release Saturday, we are going to quickly go through the patch notes, particularly point out things that are noteworthy, and mainly do like a first impressions type vibe. And then for Patreon, we're also going to make sure we have recorded a nice little Vondel brainstorm, which I think is going to be really fun and really interesting. Because I am very curious how similar the strat is going to be on Vondel as compared to Ashika Island. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of overlap. They're both resurgence after all. But I suspect there are going to be some key differences too. It's a bigger map. There are more players. And there are going to be some unique mechanics, mechanics on Vondel. Although the unique mechanics might not be in right away.
No, I think that's all coming in with the event as those unlock.
Okay. But regardless, I think there could be some important differences. Not to mention, there will be changes to the game with Season 4. So brainstorming on updates to that, like, I don't know, weapon balance, what weapons are going to be good on Vondel, post-weapon balance for that map. Maybe. If Infinity Ward decides to do... If they do weapon balance, it's Season and then Season Reloaded. So we will get something. So that'll be good. And then, other things too. Like, again, I think it's possible that I will not be using... That I will be using a higher zoom optic, for example, on Vondel. I doubt it pretty strongly, but it's possible. So anyway, that's going to be fun. We have all that planned. So for the brainstorm, patreon.com/thedropshot. As a reminder, we now have free trials for the month of June and only for the month of June. So make sure that you figure it the fuck out, because it's going to be only for June. And then July, there will be no more free trials. You can be free trial at gold or platinum. If that episode sounded interesting to you, you can listen to it for free, as well as our whole back catalog. So keep that in mind. Now, a couple other announcements quickly. First, I need to remember to write something down. Let's see. First announcement, it is Father's Day on Sunday. So not tomorrow, but 8 days from the recording. So make sure you guys get your dad something. That's literally what I'm writing down.
Nice. Man.
In our little doc. Okay.
Shout out to the dads.
Shout out to the dads. Friends of the pod for sure. They create more consumers and listeners, obviously. What else was I gonna say? Oh, manscaped.com. Use promo code Dropshot for 20% off and free shipping worldwide. We need it this month. Thanks in advance. And lastly, if you are unable to join the Discord or have been unable to join the Discord, one new hypothesis. So first of all, and I'll say this for the unironically probably the 12th time now, don't tell me the link is broken. It's not. If you find a link to our Discord on any official website, our YouTube, our Twitter, our website, Tanner's Twitter, my fucking Instagram, Tanner's wife's Instagram. If you find a Discord link to the Dropshot Discord, it works. And if it doesn't work for you, that's a you issue. It's not the link. The link is not broken. Stop telling me. So that's time number 12. I'm going to remind you guys that. Number 1. If it's not working for you, it's not the link's fault. It's yours. And one thing you should try doing is making sure you have verified your Discord email address. There are like a million reasons why people can't join our Discord. If you're on iOS, there are problems with that. Google iOS on Discord, whatever. If you're not, and it just doesn't work for you, make sure you're not on the server already, I guess, but also make sure you verified your Discord email address, because if you haven't, you definitely can't join. You can also try enabling 2-factor authentication for your Discord account. You shouldn't need to, but I guess this works for someone who joined. Sick application, Discord. And then beyond that, if those things don't work, make a new Discord account and try that, because that's been working for some people too. And if that doesn't work, get a VPN and try connecting to our Discord. And if that doesn't work, stop listening to our podcast. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. So sorry, but there's nothing we can do. There is something we can do though. We're going to try to, next week, Monday, talk to some Discord people and try and figure out what the fuck is going on. So yeah, if you had trouble connecting the Discord, the biggest thing that you would check first, make sure your email is verified. It's pretty simple. You made a Discord account, you put in your email. They said, we sent you a verification link and you didn't click it because you're like, why? I don't need to. Well, you do. Oops. So figure it out. If you're listening for the jingle, here it is.
Mike, thank you very much for the 6-month membership. Mike B, appreciate it. King, someone also, I don't know when they became a member. It was right before we went live, and now because the stream crashed, I don't remember what the name is. And I don't know how to go back and look at it on YouTube. So thanks whoever did that.
Shit on.
Appreciate it, some guy. Yeah. Hey, James God is going to be in Zion with me next week, too. Maybe I'll meet up with him.
Joseph James J. God. Interesting.
James God himself, yes.
All right. Welcome, boys and girls, to the program. So today, yeah, we're doing Q&A. As a reminder, if you are a relatively... Oh! You know what else we should have announced? The fun and exciting tweet that you decided to fire off. That spicy little tweet. Can you tell us about that tweet?
Oh, I mean, nothing crazy. The new operator coming out in season 4. These tweets started going around because people realized that the name is like, I'm a Nazi backwards.
Correct, yeah.
So these accounts started doing it. So I, of course, posted a troll tweet. And I was
a very obvious troll tweet, to be clear.
I was like, despicable behavior from Activision Infinity, where an employee thought it was clever for the upcoming Season 4 operator to be named I'm a Nazi backwards. The name of this operator needs to be changed immediately. Disgusting behavior. I said, do not buy skins or give this company your money. And yeah, I mean, people they just eat up the bait, dude. Yeah, in fact, one girl got so mad as we started the pod, she commented 3 times. 1 or 2 minutes apart every time.
I didn't see that one yet.
So shout out to Harley Quinn.
Of course.
She says, "Ya all classic. Dumb if you think that. The name has been in existence before COD, weirdos." Then she commented again. By the way, she's just commenting on our tweet. She's not responding to other tweets that other people, or she's not responding to other responses people made. That's what's funny. She's just responding to herself.
Nor is she responding. No, she's not even responding to herself.
Yeah, it's just commenting every time. Thread. It's like she forgot she saw the tweet and then thought she had to comment again. So then she comments, "You are joking, right? The name is of a Japanese goddess." And then she also responded again and just said, "But it isn't." So that was pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of people fell for the bait though. Some guy said, "Try not reading it backwards." That's funny. I like that.
That's a good one.
He just says, "Try not reading it backwards." Fucking moron. All you had to do is Google, what does the name mean? Imbecile. You are a fucking idiot. You snowflake, get over it. The people that call each other snowflakes, by the way, are always the dumbest people on Twitter. The dumbest. Yeah. They fall for all of the bait and they're like, you fucking snowflake.
It's incredibly obvious that you're trolling in that tweet. Really couldn't be more obvious. If you never listened to us and you've never heard of us, then maybe it's believable.
A lot of people just don't understand sarcasm.
Think that?
Like, people always bring up, like, you can't tell sarcasm over the internet. You can. I can tell immediately all the time when people are being sarcastic. I follow a lot of people on Twitter that I find very funny because they're sarcastic in their tweets. But some people just actually can't understand it at all, and they blame it because it's the internet. No, you just don't understand sarcasm, and you're an idiot. And you are not funny. That's what it is.
You know what I really... this is a beautiful little garnish you put on this tweet. A nice little touch. Mm-hmm. A graceful touch. Instead of writing the word Nazi, you put an asterisk on the A.
Yeah, exactly.
As if to censor the word. Beautiful.
Trigger. I should have put a trigger warning at the start of the tweet.
Yeah, I was thinking content warning.
Yeah.
Do better. Yeah, an excellent little treat right there. to really sell it. That's really good. Yeah.
Yep.
Because of course you have to be fucking insane to censor the word Nazi.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's a curse word. But people do that, so it was good that you did that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is great. I love these comments.
If you listen to this podcast regularly, saw this tweet and got mad as if we were serious, I'm unironically, you have a less than 3-digit IQ. 100%. There's no way you don't. It's so obvious that this is not serious. If you've never listened to our podcast and you're not listening to us right now anyway, but yeah, great little troll tweet. Go engage with it at the Dropshot podcast on Twitter. Well done. That was deeply amusing and fun and exciting. So, but and let me say once again, if you do listen to the show and you thought we were serious, what's wrong with you? Get your brain scanned. So
get a little
anyway,
scan. Yeah.
Get a little scan. With that said, let's get into it. Q&A. So, we are currently on. By the way, if you want to ask questions, anyone can ask questions in our Discord if you can figure out how to fucking join it. We have a channel called Q&A Questions. You can ask a question in there. We skip a lot of them. But if it's a good question, we'll answer it at a time. And basically, we pull from these every time we do this episode.
And if you want a guaranteed response, you can donate live. What is our minimum? What is it? $3 or $5?
Yes.
What have we been doing? $3?
Let's do 3. Let's do 3 United States dollars. United States dollars, to be clear.
United States.
If you donate 3, if you super chat 3 or more United States dollars on YouTube, or gift 1 sub on Kick, okay, then we will answer and attach a question to it, obviously. We may or may not answer that question live. You have a very high likelihood we'll answer it.
We'll read it for sure. Whether it's a question we actually give an answer to, that's another thing. But yeah.
Exactly.
We will get to it by the time we're done with whatever question we're on when you do it.
That's great comms, Tanner. I'm glad you remembered that. Yes. So.
And speaking of this, I'm looking through, a lot of these look familiar. Did we forget to pin last time? Do a quick little glance here.
Certainly possible.
Like I feel like JCast
a lot of these cunts will put the same question in the regular and then the patron Q&A questions. They'll just copy paste it so that like they maximize their chances of getting it answered or quicken it. I don't know. So I don't know.
Unless I just read them because Jake asked about the most amount of cash. I know I've read that. Diet Diesel asked about
I don't recall
Warzone,
answering that though.
His Caldera versus Verdansk, KD, which I know we've talked about.
I think we're good. I don't recognize any of these.
Yeah, I guess a lot of times it's like the same questions too. What's the most dog shit question that's ever been asked here? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them could just be repeats for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This is actually a good question from George Washington. If you had to buy one infomercial product, what would it be? I'll be right back, but you can go ahead.
It is undoubtedly Flex Seal. Flex Seal is one of the infomercial products that actually works. We used to sell it at my old place of work, my place of business, my job, and that shit worked better than anything else to seal holes and stuff. It worked on everything. It was actually crazy. It was like super expensive, but they made like they started out with like one thing. Was it the Flex Seal or the Flex Tape? I don't remember. I think Seal was first, but they have Flex Seal. They have Flex Tape. I don't know how many fucking countless products they have now, but that was like the only stuff we would ever give people, and they would be like, "Holy shit, this actually worked." And I had tried like all these other things, like if people have like pinhole leaks and copper pipes and shit. They would try wraps. They would try some of the epoxies and stuff, and then people would end up trying Flex Seal, and they'd be like, "It worked." And we're just like, what the fuck? And I remember we used it on some stuff at the store, like for personal use, and it worked really well too. So Flex Seal is a dumb sounding infomercial product that actually worked really, really well. So shout out to Flex Seal. Your computer crashed or you're muted?
I was muted.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? You know what? There's like a stigma around the infomercial products. But for most of them, I've only heard good things about people who actually buy them. Like, oh, it actually works really well. I've never used one, but they get a bad rap, and it might not be justified. The thing about infomercial shit, I feel like, is it's shit you don't really need, first of all, but it's nice.
Yeah.
But also it's very niche. So it'll be like one thing I can think of is like the garlic, it's like a garlic crusher or whatever, but it's like really easy. You put in a clove and then you like press it and it skins and dices it really well or whatever, and people are like, yeah, this thing fucks, but I mean, are you going to spend like $15 for to crush garlic whenever you do that? Like, how often are you crushing garlic or whatever, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of the thing. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever used, oh, you know what one is that I have used before? This is back when F's in the chat for Billy Mays, when he was alive. One of the things he promoted, ShamWow. The orange fucking rags.
Yeah.
Dude.
Those did work well.
Exactly as described. They absorb an infinite amount of water and they're like still dry. They did exactly what he said, actually. I was washing my car, or I was washing a car, and Michael, I think, had some ShamWows that we were using. And I was like laughing with him. I was like, dude, these things actually work really well. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was Googling it because I was like, are there good infomercial products? And yeah, a lot of them like George Foreman was an infomercial. That's super
Foreman
popular.
grill.
P90X. Do you remember how popular P90X was when we were like late high school, early college? I had P90X. Everyone did P90X.
Mm-hmm.
Snuggie. Is My Pillow?
Dude, Snuggie.
Yeah.
You ever had a Snuggie?
I don't like them. I did have one at one point.
Oh, dude, my mom bought us all Snuggies. I don't have them anymore, which is a shame, but I should get another Snuggie. They're great. They're fucking dope, dude. I'm a big Snuggie guy.
Would My Pillow, is that considered an infomercial? I think it is, right?
I don't know what that is.
It's that it's that Trump loving pillow maker that everyone got mad at because he liked Trump and he made pillows.
Interesting.
I only know because my dad bought some of them and he loves his pillows. He bought like one for like camping. He bought a couple for home. But what else? Yeah, I guess there are some good shit. Good infomercial
it's
products
just shit
here.
like you don't need it.
It's all like, garbage, yeah.
But it does work like well usually. That's kind of the impression I have.
Mm-hmm.
The next generation of infomercial products in my corner of the internet, on TikTok every once in a while, there's this one account I follow, and it's like useful Amazon purchases, and and the TikTok will just be him using 20 infomercial type products that are like cheap on Amazon that do goofy shit like infomercial things do.
Yeah.
Like the garlic chopping thing or whatever, you know, like things like that. And it's like, these actually work really well.
Garlic thing you're talking
cool.
about. Because I like the garlic press. Those have been around forever. I'm not sure. There's the choppers that became popular for like onions. I guess you can probably use them for tomatoes, where it's like you just put it, you like set like half of a tomato here or something, or I guess like half an onion, and then you just set this like plastic device over and you smack down on the top, and it's got like sharp blades that come down, and every time you hit and it comes back up, it rotates and it keeps like chopping it up. And I've always wanted one of those for onions because I hate dicing onions. I don't know how to do it. I'm pretty good at cooking, I'll be honest. I can make food, but I can't cut an onion. Every single time I do it, I don't remember how I did it the last time. Like 1 out of 5 times I'll do it really well and be like, fuck, okay, this is how I cut it. The next time I pull out an onion, it's like I've never seen one in my life. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what I did. I don't know how to cut it. I think this is right, and I just can't figure it out. Slap chop, okay. Yeah, I need a slap chop. Because I despise
Dude, you know what
onions.
else you should get? is you probably already have one. I've seen a ton of iterations of it, but it's like a glove that you pet your cat with, and it takes all the fur off.
I've seen
like
those. Yeah, I don't have one though.
Like a shedding thing.
Maybe we do, but we don't use it to actually brush the cat. Sierra uses it to clean our cat tree, and it works really well. It's like she puts on a glove and wipes it, and it gets all the hair off. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Okay, well, we got some donations, so let's see what we're at here. Patio gifted 3 Canadians. That's not enough. And he says, how many Canadian dollars? I don't know, man.
Don't answer.
Yeah.
You don't get an
Thank
answer.
you, Pat, for the $3. for the 3 Canadian dollars. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Scary Harry, $6.66. Wow, little devil over here, huh? Tanner, are you rocking a no-case iPhone? What an absolute psycho flex. Yeah, I've been a no-case enjoyer for, years. Absolute years, I guess.
How many times have you broken your phone?
Once in my life, I have cracked a screen, and it was a hairline crack. Once in my life, and that was probably 2014, maybe. Years ago. I've never cracked one. I'm usually very safe with stuff like that. I don't even hardly ever drop it. So, yeah, I'm chilling.
It's wild. It's wild behavior.
I don't like how cases feel. I don't like... I don't know.
I don't either,
it makes
but
it feel too bulky. Yeah.
Yeah. They're dog shit. They suck. But like a phone looks and feels way better without a case.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Because I'd be dropping my phone.
Yeah.
For sure. So anyway, yeah, you're insane. Okay, yeah. I guess I have nothing else to
And then Shelly, $9.99, doesn't ask a question. So thank you, Shelly, for the $10. So Patty, thanks for the 4 cents. Scary Harry, thanks for the $6.66. And Shelly, thanks for the $9.99. Appreciate it. Cooking is low-key relaxing. Yeah, cooking it can be very relaxing. Cooking while drinking is extremely relaxing. Great thing to do. Very fun.
That was a decent little question. We're off to a good start. By the way, I meant to say this in the announcements as well, if you're fairly new here. Some of the questions are COD related, some are not, obviously. So if you are only listening for COD stuff, might want to skip it, but we do get COD questions in these pretty regularly. It's just whatever the people ask. So anyway, let's see. Dia Diesel, I find that in the new Warzone, my KD is much higher than in Caldera and Verdansk. I'm not a better player, especially after listening to this dog shit podcast, and we'll edit that out. But do you think the new Warzone is easier for a certain type of player? I'm a 1.2 KD in Verdansk. I'd be curious what your Moz KD is, but that is interesting.
Yeah,
what do you think?
my KDs are higher too. My Caldera KD was higher than my Verdansk KD. And my Warzone 2 KD is higher than my Caldera and Verdansk KD. I don't know about Resurgence. I don't remember. My Resurgence KD's tanks a lot at times since I play with randoms. It's like I'll have one good game, I'll get like 15 kills, and in the next 3 games, I'll get 2 kills and we'll get 20th place. So,
I think my Moz KD is actually similar to my Caldera KD. My Caldera KD is way higher than my Verdansk one, though, for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much that has to do with the map. But yeah, by the way, Diesel, you're not the first person to say this. I think a lot of people's KD on Moz, at least in the community, our community, cringe, is higher on Moz than Caldera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is an easier game in general, but when you really think about it, I don't know how that necessarily plays into KD, because since skill-based matchmaking exists, you shouldn't be playing against super cracked players anyways. Honestly, I wonder if people's KDs are higher, because I don't think you can really VPN in this game. We've tried it early on and it didn't work, and I don't think it works to this day. So people still using the VPN argument just stop, because I'm almost positive they don't work. Maybe it's that, because maybe if you were like a Resurgence player, you were constantly in super sweaty lobbies, because every kid on TikTok, by the way, that posted Rebirth clips, all of them were VPNing, just so we're clear. They pretend like they're not. Almost all of them were VPNing. I don't know why they try to hide it. It's not cheating. But maybe that is part of it too. So maybe your KD is going up because you're in lobbies that you're the game wants you to be in versus playing a bunch of super sweats who have like a 12 KD.
Bunch of 12 KD kids in your 1.2 lobby just farming you.
So that could be why.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know, really. The skill set to do well in terms of KD on Moz, it's more appropriate to say in Warzone 2 is quite a bit different than in Warzone 1. So if you were really, really good at like the close range movement type of gunfights, then you would probably be doing worse, or certainly not better. You wouldn't be able to utilize that skill set really at all in Warzone 2. But if like you were a pretty good player who like rotated pretty smart and liked to hold power positions, but you weren't that good at the close range movement king play style, that would account for why your KD is better now, because no one can do it back to you. Like no one, like Joe can't get inside your ass in this game and just run circles around you like he could in Warzone 1. So now that skill set is no longer relevant. So if that was like one of your weaker skills, that would make sense to why your KD is higher now, because you're not getting outplayed by those people anymore. That's one theory. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot slower of a game too, and I think that would make sense for why I'm seeing in our Discord a lot of people say this, because you guys who listen, especially who join the Discord, who could figure it out, who could troubleshoot something, right, are old, grown men who have dog shit, slow, trash reaction time. And this game caters to that, right? So instead of getting just absolutely gapped by a 12-year-old on at fucking Superstore, they can't do that anymore. So now you play how you used to play, but they can't come and swim inside your ass. So you can play better. That would be my only real guess. The other obvious one, of course, is that you've just gotten better since then. Because that's what happened with me. Like, my KD on Caldera was significantly higher than my KD in Verdansk. But Verdansk was like the first BR I ever played. So by the time Caldera came out, I was way more used to Warzone. I was way more used to BRs generally. So I did way fucking better than when I first started playing on Verdansk, you know? Yeah. So maybe you've just gotten even better since the Caldera time. That could be it. But yeah, it's hard to say, actually. I don't feel super confident in any of those answers. I don't really know, but I'd just be happy about it, I guess.
Aim assist is a lot stronger. That's true, but I mean, most players are on controller, so really it kind of balances out there when they're fighting each other. Yeah, I don't think
that would be... Yeah,
I mean, maybe things like if you're running through a doorway and you catch someone off guard, now because of the time to kill combined with the strong aim assist, you're more likely to just get that kill on some guy that otherwise maybe would be able to turn on you and still get the down on you, even though you had the jump in Warzone 1. Could be something like that. I don't know, like a really cracked player.
Yeah.
Anti-cheat, too. That's also a good one. Yeah. No more fucking spin botters.
Oh, true.
Everyone's Verdansk KD was a lot lower than it should have been because of the rage hackers in that game.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's actually probably true. Yeah. You're not dying to spin botters.
Yeah.
Or people like soft aim. Yeah. That definitely could be part of it. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. Jake, what's the most amount of cash you've seen in person?
I mean, not a lot. Probably
less than $500. Probably. Yeah.
Probably like 10 grand. No one's pulling out
bands like a Juicy J music video.
Well, like if you're buying a car or like selling a car privately. Mine is probably like 10 grand.
Damn, really? I guess
when I bought my Jeep, or it was probably more like it was like 11 or 12 actually.
Were you like shitting your pants driving to the location with 10 racks on your character?
No, because my parents were with me. I wasn't alone. Because it was it was when we had drove to Arizona, so it was like an 8-hour drive to get there.
I'd be scared. Dude, I remember I had to get a cashier's check for an apartment with my whore ex-girlfriend in Upland. And I had to get a thick cashier's check. I don't remember how much it was for. It wasn't 10 grand. It wasn't that much, obviously. But it was a good amount. And I was like, fuck, dude, I better not lose this thing. Like, I got all nervous.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
there
I
was
don't get mugged or whatever. I didn't, by the way. It was fine. But, yeah.
One time, too, at my work, some guy that was a big baller, because we sold Traegers there, he was a rich dude. He had bought a Traeger. I had, like, got to know him pretty well because I had assembled it for him. I think I delivered it to his house too. Like talked a lot to him. He came back in like one Christmas to buy like his son, his son-in-law, his other son at Traeger's. And for some reason he like got the total ahead of time and then he brought in all cash to buy it. And it was like, God, for that 3 grills, I mean, it was like $3 grand or something. And I was like, damn, that's wild. He's paid all cash for it.
It's a lot of cash and he doesn't mind spending it.
That was like the most ever like at work that I had seen. I was like, damn, shit, okay.
Yeah, I can't even recall a time where I saw like a decent amount of cash.
Cash should not exist. Yeah, we should all be paying in crypto only.
It's 2023. Like, what are you doing with cash? Yeah,
grow
I
up.
swear to God, my answer is probably like sub $500.
That's crazy. Yeah,
because like what do you need cash for? I don't work in a casino. I've never worked in like a casino or anything. So like, I don't know. I'm sure I've seen more than that, but it didn't impress upon me, obviously.
I would say
That's an interesting little question though.
Yeah.
Because if you'd seen a ton, like if my answer was 20 grand, that would be an interesting story. For whatever reason.
Well, it's always going to be like a private party car or something. Almost always.
Well,
that's probably most people's answer for the most cash they've seen is buying or selling.
You haven't seen
a car.
me throwing bands at the strip club, I guess. So that's interesting.
I
you say
would
that,
not
but
go to a strip club in your state. Probably the lowest tier in the whole country.
I wouldn't go to a strip club in any state,
Certainly
but
not your state.
Yeah. What would be wrong with my state?
I don't know. It's bottom tier state. I figure they have bottom tier strippers.
No, we're pretty close to South America.
I mean,
imagine we have some pretty high quality strippers here.
A lot of horror strippers. Yeah, maybe. That's true. I mean,
I think if you get up north,
you are
like a Vermont, imagine a Vermont strip club.
Oh, yeah, great point. Oh,
Miserable.
My God. Wisconsin, Minnesota, all of that. If they're Maine, imagine a Maine strip club.
Yeah.
Getting fucking Canadians
I think that's where it's
down.
getting real dark.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
White trash.
Oh, my God.
Just pasty.
Smoking a meth pipe while they're on the
looking,
pole. Yeah, Jesus.
Vaguely jaundiced strippers with crooked teeth.
Yeah.
Most of which are falling out. Yeah.
Shout out to strippers.
Yeah, that would probably be not great. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to strippers, I guess. So, anyway. Next question. I'm going to ask this because I'm curious what Tanner's answer is. Favorite cologne from Mr. YDA?
I don't know what the one I use right now it's called. It's a red bottle. I want to say it's like Ralph Lauren or like, I don't know. I don't even think it says a name on it. It has some logo. I want to say it's like a horse on it. I don't know. I usually, I'll buy cologne like every few years. Here's a pro tip I've learned, by the way, that I haven't followed myself, but I need to do. If cologne comes in 2 different sizes or 3 different sizes, buy the smallest one. Buy the cologne that's like $30, not the big one that's like 60, 70 bucks.
You run out of the big one.
You will never run out of it. I spray myself 3 times a day. I've been using this cologne for years and I'm sick of it. And I told Sierra that the other day. I'm like, I'm never buying a big cologne again. Like, I like how it smells, but I would much rather have like 2 or 3 scents of a smaller thing that will still last me 2 years. So don't ever buy the big thing of cologne, or for the women out there, the parfum. Don't ever buy the biggest one.
I'm adding to the list of phrases that don't annoy me. Scent. Especially scents, plural. That really pisses me off.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. It
That's
just bothers the fuck
yeah.
out of me. I don't like the word scent. It's pretentious, I think. It's like, oh, the scent, the fragrance.
Well, fragrance is much worse.
Fragrance is
scent is just the
yeah.
Scent to me is the nicer way of saying smell, because I don't want to say like, oh, I like the smell of the cologne. I don't know. I feel like scent just sounds better.
You're not wrong for using it.
I mean, you're just a dumb
me.
piece of shit. Yeah.
So here's the thing about cologne.
Autism or something.
Here's the thing about cologne that I don't understand. Okay. So cologne, the whole purpose of it is because it smells good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I'm going to take a shower and use like body wash and shampoo, and then I'm going to put deodorant on, and then I'm going to put cologne on, I have like 8 different scents wafting around me at the same time. So if you're going to wear cologne, is the pro play to do like unscented body wash, shampoo, and deodorant? That's fine, and those things exist.
Do they
but
really?
yeah. I used I had unscented body wash for before work when I would go to the gym before work when I worked in an office. I don't know why I did that though.
What is wrong with you? Why would anyone use unscented anything?
I think I just already had it for some reason, and I didn't want to take like my main body wash in my car.
In prison for sure.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, you could do that, I guess, and then use cologne. But if you're using like normal scented body wash and deodorant, how are you going to also put cologne on? What's wrong with you?
Well,
is the
you
cologne
don't
so
smell.
strong smelling that it overpowers it?
I mean, yeah, you don't smell someone's body wash unless you like go up and sniff their skin. Same thing with deodorant. You don't smell their deodorant. You just don't smell them when they start getting sweaty and like disgusting. Instead of them smelling gross, you just don't smell. Cologne, you smell from like feet away. You can smell from like across the room.
Cologne's definitely stronger for sure. But I've gotten comments on my deodorant before. I can think of at least 2 times where they were like, "Oh, you smell good. What is that?" And I said,
she was just
Old
complimenting
Spice
you because
deodorant.
she knew you had a huge hog, that heavy hog down there.
I mean, it was 2 chicks, I guess, but a guy wouldn't say, "Oh, I smelled your deodorant." No. It was 3. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the vibe is there. If any cologne experts want to chime in here, I'm curious. I think Tanner's probably right though. It probably just doesn't matter because you're gonna smell
the smells
cologne
do not
from way
clash
farther
at all,
away.
yeah. And you smell cologne for a long time.
If someone does like give you a hug, then are the smells gonna clash?
No, you would just smell the cologne.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's always gonna overpower it.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
Especially like, think if you're like going to dinner or some shit, you're wearing like jeans, you're maybe wearing like a flannel or some sort of long sleeve. They're not gonna smell they're not smelling your deodorant when they hug you. They're barely smelling your body wash. If anything, they'd be more likely to smell like the shampoo you used, honestly.
Yeah.
Shampoo and then cologne, because cologne goes on the out.
Yeah, that's true.
Clothes and shit.
That's true. So, anyway. But yeah, I don't have a favorite cologne. Yeah. So, moving on. Let's see. What do we got here?
What amount of toxicity is acceptable for proc chat that won't get you banned by Activision? Is from Control Alt Delete. I mean, I just do the classic, like, you're fucking dog shit, you're trash, oh my god, you got gapped, you're awful, uninstall, stuff like that. All perfectly fine human behavior, if you ask me.
Just don't use a slur and you're good, basically.
Yeah, don't use a slur.
If you don't insult anyone for immutable characteristics, I don't think that's against TOS. I think you can be as rude as you want as long as you're not saying like, oh, your sexuality, your race, or your gender identity, I guess. If you stay away from those things, I think you can be as mean as you want, honestly.
Jake and I played random Ashika like 2 weeks ago, probably, with these French guys. Oh my god, they were French Canadian, they were fake French. One of them was so fucking racist, it was wild. The whole time in proc chat, he was calling people the hard R constantly, and he was saying like, you stupid hard R, and he was calling them like monkeys and stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ. I spam reported him like 30 times. I'm sure it did nothing. But here,
in a French accent too. That's really wild.
Like he was, it was pretty fucked up. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, these guys are fucking wild. French are pricks, by the way, for sure. I would imagine.
Yeah, I wonder what the French Canadian temperament is, because Canadians are really nice. French are really cunty. So does it just like balance out? Is it like a wash? Are French Canadians just average politeness? I wonder how that works.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway,
Fuck the French.
Yeah. Because they're white, obviously. Fuck white people. Next is from Urban. Now that Repulse has a podcast, do you guys feel threatened within the podcast industry?
No, not at all. I've listened here and there a few times. It's interesting because it's heavy comp stuff. So it's interesting if you're into that. You know, they'll talk
like
about
comp Warzone.
Yeah,
right?
they'll talk about like the big updates and stuff, and they'll give some insight if they like played the game early at Raven. That's what we had prior to season 3, I guess it was. Season 3 Reload. Season 3, like Pulls went and played it, Repulse. So I think it's interesting, yeah. I used to honestly find Repulse like I didn't quite understand it, but I was actually watching him last night. I was like, yeah, he's extremely entertaining. He is one of the most entertaining Warzone streamers out there. He's fucking
the guy
wild.
that's always on cocaine, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I don't think he is though, but he's got a smoke machine, he's got strobe lights. He gets fucking wild. He's extremely entertaining, really into it. I mean, he thanks people so much when they gift like 5 subs or something, and then other people are like ninjas over here like, oh, thanks for the 100 gifted. This guy's like cumming his pants, about ready to suck someone off when they give 5 subs. He's like very appreciative. Grateful. He actually seems like genuinely appreciative. So he's cool. I like him.
That's cool. Yeah, I've only seen a very little bit of him, but some people think that that type of energy, that over the top kind of energy, is too much or cringe or try hard. I don't agree. I really like it, actually. It's refreshing when people are not like super cynical and jaded. And, funny coming from me, I guess. But I find it quite refreshing. And I think it's cool when people have, like, there was a viral clip a couple months ago of this Twitch streamer kid, Fortnite streamer, I think. He was like 12 years old. And he had in his background, I don't know what it was. It was a pyrotechnic, an industrial grade stadium arena concert, Metallica used edition grade flame pillar. I don't know what to call it. It was just some device, and like in the clip he like gets a kill, I guess, and he just presses some button and there's fucking flames in his bedroom just shooting up into the air, and he's just going crazy
and super loud music playing.
Yeah, just absurd music, super over the top. It looks like a Vegas nightclub, like all the fucking strobe lights and like all kinds of crazy shit. And people really liked that clip because he's a child. But like, even if you're an adult, I like that energy. I think it's cool. I think it's fun because there are a lot of streamers who, like you said, are the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't really blame them. Like, if you're Summit 1G, for example, and he's appreciative and nice, but whatever. He's been gifted 100 subs more than 100 times. Like, it's just not that exciting to him.
Hundreds
he's over
of times, yeah.
And he's also like a multi-millionaire, So it's like he doesn't, I don't know, get that crazy about it. But it's cool when people do. And again, some people say like, oh, this kid's trying too hard. I'm sure people say it about Repulse. I've never seen it, but I'm sure they say it. I just know people.
I don't think he gets too much hate,
too much.
Yeah,
he tries too hard.
Out there that do say that.
Yeah, and it's like, shut up. That's not trying too hard. If that's his like personality, it's cool. I like it.
And it works great. I actually just tweeted this morning. He was on like a 2,600 sub train last night, so that shit works too.
That's crazy.
2,600 subs in one stream is fucking outrageous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that shit is really cool.
So
it's not for me. I don't have that personality type, but I like the people that do. They're very
you got to be a certain type of guy. You have to be that. You have to be like the loudest guy in the room always to do stuff like that. You're You're like the high school class clown, the guy who's always cracking jokes and being super loud and shit like that. Yeah, and that's not me either. But I still find it entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. On to the question though, do you feel threatened? No, I don't feel threatened by any Call of Duty podcast.
Almost no listener overlap either.
Yeah, we have no competition. That's exactly, yeah. No one does a podcast for you old fucking dads who play Call of Duty. And no one will. Because for some reason, people think, like content creators think, that everyone wants to hear about Comp Warzone or CDL. And most people who play Call of Duty don't give a fuck. So, ourselves included. That's why we don't do one. But like, we've also seen, I would say like 10 maybe Call of Duty podcasts start and stop since we've started this podcast. So most of them aren't going to have longevity anyway. And the ones that maybe will or do don't overlap with ours, because you're either going to be like a streamer who makes a podcast like Ripples, in which case they're going to talk about things that we don't talk about as much, like the Comp Warzone scene or whatever, because they're in it. Or they're not going to be a streamer and they're going to start a podcast. And then they're going to talk about maybe the same shit we do, but we're better than them at it. Oops. Also, we were the first movers. So we were the first, like, casual, to put it that way, Call of Duty podcast. So we already have the SEO on lock.
Yeah.
We have a big listener base already, a big community. And even if all of that wasn't true, it's not like people are going to stop listening to one Call of Duty podcast because they listen to another one.
Yeah.
You know, that's insane. Like when I used to work in an office, I would listen to 9 hours of podcasts a day. Just because I found a comedy podcast I liked didn't stop me from listening to all the other ones I liked.
Exactly.
I was just happy to find another one, you know?
Yeah.
Like people who listen to podcasts regularly always have more time to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Like pretty much. You either don't have time to at all, you do it only when you're like traveling, in which case, whatever. That's not going to be a big audience member anyway. Because like if we're the only podcast, we only get that listen when they travel or whatever. Or you do regularly listen to podcasts, in which case you can fit all the COD podcasts in. So no, I don't feel any threat from other shows at all. And let me reiterate, mainly because there's no competition. Secondarily, because we're better. We're built different.
Best, yeah. We
move different. Our analysis is poignant, sharp, insightful. We're just, we're too goated with the cum. So it wouldn't matter anyway.
Speaking of that, the person who started another podcast that I think it's ended again.
No fucking
it
shot.
seems to be. I haven't heard anything about it in a couple weeks.
Few weeks. Yeah.
Still hasn't been uploaded on apps anywhere. Just stop.
That'll happen. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Stealing our takes and then still dropping the ball with 1 million Twitter followers and delete yourself. Anyway. Moving on. Let's see. George Washington, I'll very quickly answer this for the 5th time. What's the origin of the name Razinon? There's a video game called Ace Combat 5 I played as a child on the PlayStation 2 where you fly planes. Part of the lore of that was a character or something called Razgriz. I liked that name, but I wanted an original name. So then I later started playing an MMO, and it had a random name generator. So I used the random name generator, and then I combined it with a name I liked, Razgriz. I guess I just kept the R-A-Z, and then I put on whatever the end of the random name generator was, and then Razinon. There it is. Great name, by the way. So I'm so happy with it. It's such a solid, like, gamer name. God, I love it.
It's a gamer name for sure.
And the abbreviation is great too. Raz. That's easy to say. It's crisp. It's to the point. It's one syllable. It's unique. So there's not going to be like multiple Razes in a channel ever. You're never confused. It's fantastic. It's a great name. So shout out to Razinon. Anyway, moving on here. Let's see. This is interesting from Patios. What are some features, if any, of COD that benefit both the casual and the sweats? What could be added to Warzone that would be beneficial for both casuals and sweats, tryhards, etc.?
I don't know. That's tough.
A reconnect feature.
I mean, yeah, stuff like that.
There's
sure.
one.
In terms of a
The
gameplay
removal
feature,
of AI. Yeah, no. What he's actually asking,
yeah,
not much, honestly.
I don't. There's not a whole lot of overlap that could benefit
there are
both
obviously
players directly.
So yeah, the thing is, there are obviously features that would help everyone just as gamers, like a reconnect feature, for example. But that's obviously not what you're asking. You're asking for some kind of gameplay feature or mechanic that would be beneficial to both casuals and sweaties. I don't think they exist. Because either you're going to add something that, fundamentally, you're going to add something that raises a skill gap or lowers the skill gap. If it raises the skill gap, it's only going to be beneficial to good players. If it lowers it, it's only going to be beneficial to casual, as you politely put it, players. And there's no in between. So I don't think such a feature exists, actually. Because, yeah, again, at core, I think you could really boil it down to, does this increase or decrease the skill gap? And then there's your answer. So, no, I don't think there's like a gameplay feature.
You know,
like a faster slide or slower slide or whatever. You could parse all of these things in benefiting one camp at the expense of the other. I think everything.
Yeah. I think one thing that everyone would be happy with is if the game got rid of a bunch of the visual recoil. Like, I don't know, I've really been paying attention lately, and especially if you go back and watch any Caldera or Verdansk clip, the guns in general had less recoil, but there was not the screen shake visual recoil that we have now at all. Not even close to it. Like, I watched, like, Almond posted this nasty EM2 OTS clip to Twitter yesterday where he killed 2 squads, 1v3, and then 1v3 another squad right after. Damn. And I was watching, and it's so interesting to watch because the optic pops up and there's recoil on the EM2, but the screen like doesn't move. Like your peripheral vision does not get affected. If you go and play Warzone 2, when you're shooting and aiming down your scope, just watch the screen around you. Everything is shaking, and it makes it so it's so difficult to see someone like on a head glitch out there off to your right because 1, the screen shakes, and then 2, it's like it puts like smoke all over your screen, it looks like, because it's like shaking so quickly. So it's like you just visually can't see anything, and it's very fucking annoying. This is actually something that Tarkov just almost entirely removed because it was complained about for a long time. They're like, remove the visual screen shake. It's ridiculous. It's not needed because the guns can still have the same amount of recoil without this visual screen shake that we have in Warzone 2. And I think the gunplay would be in a really good spot if they did that. Because the guns do have the perfect amount of recoil, so all this visual shake when you're firing is so fucking unnecessary and very annoying, and I think everyone could benefit from something like that, because it's not something that's going to make better players better, and it's not going to be something that makes like bad players better or worse. It's just like a basic feature that's very annoying the way it's currently implemented, and it was just something that they completely ruined from Warzone 1 to this.
Yeah.
Just go watch any clip of Warzone 1 and then watch any clip of Warzone 2. Look on the outside of the screen, the bottom of the screen, how like it all shakes. Very fucking annoying to have in the video game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. There definitely should be less visual recoil. Yeah. You could argue that visual recoil does help shitters though, if it's actually making good players miss more shots. But yeah, I see your point. Yeah. Either way, everyone should want it removed for sure. So, anyway, let's see. If you find one, point it out, buddy. I'm looking.
Okay. We can do Jax's on 217. What's the craziest roller coaster you've ridden at a theme park? Huh.
I have
guess
my answer Insta.
I'm not like super into roller coasters. I guess I would say there's a ride at Knott's right when you walk in that's got like some corkscrews and shit. It's like right at the entrance. It was a newer one they added. I'm trying to think of the name of that one.
I wouldn't know if you're asking me.
Yeah, I'm not a big roller coaster guy, so that one's not like crazy for the roller coaster lovers, but I was too scared to go on a roller coaster that went upside down until in high school.
When I was young, I was terrified of roller coasters.
And then I finally went on one, and I was like, oh shit, that was so much fun. We just stayed on it and rode it another couple times, and it was that one. I don't remember what it's called, though.
Yeah. I'll start by saying roller coasters are obviously for children. But if you're at a theme park with your children, then they're fun. They're worth riding. They're not worth going to an amusement park for. That's the point. But your children are worth going to an amusement park for, if you love them. So just keep that in mind, number one. Number two, my answer is also from Knott's Berry Farm. What city is that in, by the way?
Buena Park.
Valencia?
No, you're thinking of You sure you're not talking about Six Flags? Because that's out there, like in Valencia.
Oh, okay.
They're very different.
I think I'm thinking of Knott's Berry Farm. The name of the ride is Supreme Scream, which I think is Knott's.
That's
Berry
Knott's,
Farm.
where it just drops straight down. Yeah, I was always too scared. To this day, I wouldn't go on that ride. Honestly, I don't like those.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah. So yeah, for those of you listening, I guess you can Google it, but you go. It's just a big pillar, right? And there's like 4 sides to it, and you sit in a row of seats on any side. So you sit down, you put on the thing. It's a real basic ride. I mean, you guys can probably see where this is going.
Just drops, yeah.
It slowly raises you up to the very fucking top, and it's real high. I don't know how high, but it's very fucking high. And then at the top, you wait for an indeterminate amount of time, which is part of the scary part. You don't know when it's going to drop. And then it just free fall. And you just start free falling. And it's fucking crazy. It's really fun.
312 feet tall, which is 95 meters tall. Yeah, that's how high it is.
Yeah, pretty high.
To a G-force of 4.
Huh. 4 Gs, huh?
4 Gs, huh? Yeah. Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
The scariest part...
Go ahead.
I think the scariest part for me would be going up and then at the top. I would be begging for it to just drop so I would feel closer to the ground.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I would
start like squealing.
Oh, I would not like sitting up there. Oh, fuck, I don't like that.
Yeah, because you're waiting and you don't know when it's going to drop. That's the thing. There's no like 3, 2, 1. Because then you could like prepare whatever. But it's just kind of like it's just going to happen at a random time. That's part of the thrill of it for sure. What's really cool about it actually is just the view you get on the way up and at the top. You could see, obviously, far. It's cool. It's like, damn, this is dope. But I'm not afraid of heights. And when people say that, what they mean to say is they're not more afraid of heights than they should be. I'm afraid of heights like any fucking normal person would be, but I'm not extra afraid of heights. I'm like normal afraid of heights, which everyone is, at least at a minimum. So yeah, for me, it's not an issue. But it was fun. Yeah. That's the only one I remember doing. I might have done like crazier ones or whatever, but I don't remember any of them. I could argue, does a water slide count as a ride at a theme park?
Yeah.
What is it called at Raging Waters, dude? The one.
Dropout.
There
have been kids that actually have died on Dropout. Yeah. I'm surprised
Those kids killed themselves on accident, though. Yeah. No one's ever ridden Dropout as intended and died, I don't think.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying the walls aren't very high on it.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean, it's like, and it's a straight
It's pretty
drop.
sketchy.
I think it's like
it's pretty sketchy.
What is it called? Dropout.
Dropout, yeah.
It's fucking down there for sure.
It's scary. Dropout is scarier than Supreme Scream for me.
It was removed in 2021.
I was going to say, I'm surprised it's even a thing. Yeah.
The other thing is, too, is when you're going down it, even if you didn't fall off, which, you know, you didn't most of the time, but someone did die there at least one time, and other people had gotten hurt. But you kind of lift off of it because it's so steep. And so your body starts coming up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The people, of all the stories I had heard of people who died on Dropout, it's because they did dumb shit, like they tried to stand up and ride down it that way.
Yeah.
And then they like fell over the side. And then, yeah, you're probably going to die free falling from however tall that is. It's basic. So for those of you listening, Dropout, very simple. It's a water slide that's really steep and really tall. So you descend an amount of stairs and then you sit down, you lay down at the top and then the guy pushes you down and it's a very steep, very far drop. And it's called Dropout. Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, actually. Way more dangerous than Supreme Scream, for sure. Because I could imagine you could just like fall off the side. Yeah, I think I don't know though. I think if you're riding it as intended, you'd be fine. So maybe that one's scarier, actually. I'd be more scared nowadays to do that than Supreme Scream. So maybe that's the scariest ride I've been on or craziest at a theme park. So anyway, let's move on here. Let's see. Neb asked, the king is unamused with the podcast and you're sentenced to torture. If you had to pick between these three gruesome fates, what's it going to be? And attached is a very well-designed graphic. The rack, the brazen bull, or rat torture. So for those of you who are not familiar with your medieval torture devices, the rack is like a bed with, they tie up your hands and then they also tie up your feet and then they just pull you apart until you die. I don't know what they use. I think the rack, they actually use like a wheel. They like turn a wheel. Although I have heard of like horses instead doing this. So that like they put a bunch of horses on either side of you and have them run separate ways and then you get ripped apart. I don't know if that's real. I don't know how many horses it would take to do that, but it would be a fuck ton. Although maybe not to rip your arm off. How much horsepower would you need to have your arm ripped out of its socket?
You need some horsepower behind there. Yeah,
you need a lot of horsepower, right? Yeah.
Actually, probably not much. Yeah.
Horses are, by the way, most of you probably already know this and have seen a horse in real life, but in case you haven't, horses are fucking huge animals. And they're probably bigger than you think if you haven't seen one lately.
Yeah.
I think I saw a horse in real life recently since I moved here.
You think, yeah.
And I was like, God damn it, that thing is bigger than I thought horses were.
If you don't see them for a while.
They're so big.
Yeah.
They're so big and strong looking. And actually strong also, yeah.
I mean, they do vary a ton in size, too.
Yeah.
Some are fucking,
I've heard
like,
that as well.
Like even like the same. Well, I'm not even talking about those. Some horses like are just fucking tall and thick, and then others are a lot smaller. Because I thought we went. I've like been around horses throughout my life at times because my grandpa had horses. Like we didn't like ride them or anything, but I would see them all the time.
What do you do with horses if you don't ride them?
Well, I didn't ride them. They do. They also they did like the buggy thing where they like pull the buggy around and
like a horse and carriage.
Yeah, like a horse-drawn
carriage. Yeah. That's dope, dude.
Yeah, one of his horses bit half of his finger off at one point.
Oh,
eating an apple out of his hand, took half of his I forget what finger it was.
A
Next finger, maybe.
Can do that?
Oh yeah, just immediately chomped it off on accident. Yeah.
Their teeth are not sharp, surprised they have this bite power to do that.
They've got some horsepower. They've got some
They've got some horsepower
behind them.
Yeah,
teeth.
I guess so. Yeah.
But when we went horseback riding in Hawaii, I thought that same shit. I was like, oh, it's gonna be fun. I stand up next to that horse. That bitch is way taller than me.
Way taller.
My
than
head
you.
isn't
Not
even
just
like
taller,
up to where
yeah.
my ass is gonna be on it. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, these things are huge. Then you get on it, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel like I'm about to like fall off the roof of a house. It's so tall up here, man. A little scary at first riding them things,
Dude,
but you know,
yeah.
I'm a wrangler, so I figured it out.
And it's funny too because every time I see a horse in real life, I think that's bigger than I thought they were. But also that's happened to me 5 times at least.
They stay bigger,
And every
yeah.
time I'm surprised at how big they are.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
They're so big. Shout out to horses. Anyway.
To answer the question,
rack,
yeah, I don't know.
So the rack is one device. The brazen bull, it's a big iron hollow bull, and they would put people inside and then light a fire under it. So you would, I don't know what kind of cooking that would be. Would that be, you wouldn't be baked alive. Is that a bake? Would you be, is that baking?
I don't know what they
If
consider.
there was like a stew in there, you wouldn't be baking the stew.
You'd be
So
more
what
like,
would you be?
well, if there's
boiling?
liquid, it'd be boiling. So you're
Yeah.
gonna be boiling pretty quickly. You'd turn to
You'll
liquid. Yeah.
liquefy. Yeah, you would liquefy at a time. So anyway, it gets really hot and then you die. And then I don't know what rat torture means. That's
I
the
don't
only
know
one
either.
where I'm not.
Yeah. I
I'm,
guess
I'm confused.
just laying on the ground, maybe
The
tied
graphic
up
is not helpful for rat torture. There's
It's a guy
guy
sitting-
crouched.
with a 725 in a corner.
Yeah, shotgun. So if rat torture means you die to a corner camper with a double barrel shotgun, I'll take that for sure. That would be the easiest way to die, no doubt. If rat torture means something else, then maybe I don't take that. I don't
Yeah.
know. They would all be fucking awful, though.
I'm thinking brazen bull because I'm thinking that may be the quickest because I'm thinking I'm gonna boil pretty quickly and then I'll just be gone. But the rack, like if they pull my limbs off, I could be laying there bleeding out for a little
For a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think I'd rather
the rack
boil.
would be really slow. Yeah, because the brazen bull too. I imagine this. Would your body smoke?
Get a little smoke
I
ring
guess-
on you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Because I would hope for enough smoke inhalation where I just pass
That's
out.
my other thought was maybe you would just pass out quickly from that. Yeah.
Yeah. The rack is probably the last one though, because you're right, it would take a while. And if they're not using horses to pull you apart and they're using like a crank, then it's gonna hurt like fuck before your arm even falls off. And then once it does, you're also not gonna die right away. So it's gonna be real bad for a long time. So yeah, I think I'd take the brazen bull before the rack. I don't know what rat torture means.
We have an answer in chat. I don't know if it's true. Rat torture is brutal. Metal pot filled with live rats strapped to your chest. Fire applied to the pots so the rats try to
Oh,
dig
from
through
Game of
you to
Thrones.
escape. Is
This
that
is
a
the
Game of Thrones?
Yes, that's where
Oh,
I've seen that.
Wow, that does sound
It's
miserable.
Greyjoy. Greyjoy's in the scene.
Yeah,
I think.
Greyjoy is one of the 4 million characters in the show. I know the name, but I don't know which character that is. Yeah,
He's the one who waves the sausage around because he cut the guy's dick off. Or no, he's the one who got his dick cut off. You've seen the meme, right? Where he's waving the sausage around?
I don't remember. I don't know. Doesn't sound familiar.
I guess you've never watched Game of Thrones because one of the main characters gets his penis taken off. So if you don't remember that, I guess you
Which
just
guy is
haven't seen it.
Greyjoy?
Greyjoy's the guy the Dickless.
What does he look like?
Captain Dickless.
Oh yeah, Greyjoy. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I know this guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a real fucking idiot. I didn't like him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
I don't
a
like
real-
him as
yeah.
an actor, by the way. I don't like that guy. Anyways, I just want to point something out. Of course, Jaren voted for the rack thing, getting his arms and legs pulled off. You're just an idiot, Jaren. I don't know.
Yeah, Jaren just doesn't know a single thing. Yeah, I
What
I
a-
have to.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we did get community feedback. Yeah,
Well, I just
yeah.
voted
I'm
for
voting for the bull. Yeah,
Jaren
yeah.
was the only person that actually voted, and he voted for the rack. So cool.
Yeah, the rack would be probably my last one. I don't know how long the rat torture would take if that's what it is, where the rat eats through you. That
Sounds
would
like
take a
that would take the
long
longest.
time.
Yeah, that would
That would
probably
take a
take the
while.
longest. I mean, the rats would end up dying before they actually like get out, you would think, right? So it's like you're just going to be tortured and then they're not going to escape anyways, and then you're still just going to be alive laying there.
Well, I would hope once I die, the torturer is a kind enough person to like lift the bucket and let the rats out. But maybe the type of person who would do that to a human being wouldn't care too much about the rats. I don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine being a torturer, by the way. That would be hard.
It'd be cool.
That'd be rough.
It wouldn't be fun.
Could you pull someone's fingernails off?
Fuck no.
Even if you hated them. Even if if it was like Hitler. I still couldn't do it. Yeah, I still couldn't do it. Even if I like wanted that person to have their fingernails pulled off, I couldn't be the guy to do it. Oh, it grosses me out. Anyway, let's move on. Neo Dren, are there still plans to play on the toy and give your thoughts on a controller? On the experience as a K-Bam main. Not really.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, no. That was originally an idea, but I underestimated how awkward controller feels to me and how much time I would need to be on it to do that episode. I thought it would be like I can play for a week and I would be 80% of my like effectiveness on K-Bam with a controller. I thought I'd be at like an 80%.
Yeah.
That's not even close to true. Like, controller is a lot harder than I gave it credit for. Now, that's not to say that all the things that are overpowered about aim assist aren't true, because they are. But it would be, I think, it would just be too much of an investment, a time investment, honestly. I think we could still do an episode. One thing we could still do, which maybe we should, is instead of committing to like being very competent or having a ton of hours, Tanner and I can be like, all right, let's do one day, one sesh of controller and then do an episode and then do the same episode. I think we could still do that reasonably. And that might be something we will do actually. But we're not going to give it the amount of time that I originally intended to, no. Because it's too much time. It was more time than I thought. But I would be willing to do like another like sesh. Play like, I don't know, maybe when season 4, yeah, that's the problem though. When a new season comes out, I want to like play the new shit as well as I can. So I don't know, maybe sometime during season 4, Tanner and I can play fucking Vondel for a couple hours on a toy and then do a Saturday episode on it. That could be fun.
I never thought the plan was to get competent. Yeah, I thought it was just going to be like play for a few hours and do it. But I don't know. Controllers are just actually uncomfortable for me. Yeah, I don't like using them. They don't. I don't know. I don't like the feeling of them. Just not used to them. Yeah. Especially now because I haven't played like console games in a while.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, yeah, we still might do it though, Neo. Okay, next question.
We have a super chat question in chat from Lou499. He asks, when is the last time you did something and felt immediate regret or remorse? Immediate regret or remorse? I feel like some people I think have this issue a lot, and then other people I think don't, because you kind of think things through a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like one of mine recently, I was contemplating getting a Nintendo Switch. So I was like, oh, I'm going to Hawaii. It sounds kind of fun to play on the plane. And I almost bought one. And then I stopped and thought about it. And I was like, I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to look up a bunch of games and stuff. And then I ended up looking up a bunch of games. And I couldn't find a single game I actually would have liked and played. Yeah. So then I was like, holy shit. I'm so glad I didn't buy that, because that would have been an immediate regret as soon as I hit the purchase button on that shit. Because I'm like, I don't like Nintendo games. I was looking for essentially non-Nintendo type games. And then some of them looked fun, and then I realized I was watching console gameplay, blah, blah. So that for sure would have been an immediate regret. So, God, when is the last time I did something, felt immediate regret? It usually comes down to, like, buying shit, you know? That's, I think, most of the regret, usually.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, that, like, the type of people I feel like who would easily answer this question are the same type of people who like get mad and then throw their controller at their monitor and break it. And then they immediately regret it. Yeah. Like I'm not that type of person. Especially if I'm going to do something I might regret. I usually just simply don't do it. So I actually don't know. I don't have an answer. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty, I'm not very quick to act.
Yeah, no.
So,
some people are that way. They'll just like see something and buy it, and then they'll regret it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very quick to act, so. Anyway. It's a good question.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just don't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. Not that I can. I mean, it's probably been like years since I've done something like that.
Yeah. Where was this question? I don't know where we are.
Oh, I was in YouTube chat.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Got it. All right. Yeah, good question. Thank you, Lou, for the $5 super chat, by the way, buddy. Okay. Moving on. What do we got next here, Tanner? You see anything you like?
I mean, we can do Steel Switch and talk about like IRL. Did you ever have like any like actual coworkers? Do you have an answer for that?
Okay. Who is the most unprofessional person you've ever worked with?
I worked with this dude that I think I talked about him one time on the pod. He came to work not like drunk, but like tipsy numerous times. He would drink alcohol. He would have like vodka like in a container and like mentioned it one time. How he was like drinking vodka. And I thought he was like kidding, and I smelled it, and I was like, "You're a dumb piece of shit." He was also like good friends with the owner of the store's son, who was like the assistant manager, and like he knew about all of it and did nothing because he was like friends with him, because that guy was also a piece of shit at the time. And then this guy also, the same guy that would like be drinking at work or come to work smelling like alcohol. He also one time did some shady deal where he got his car, quote, stolen by someone that he pays fraud? So then he can do insurance fraud. And he he had mentioned that like he never specifically said that's what he did, but he had mentioned that at one point that like he kind of wanted to like get rid of the car, and he was like, yeah, like I know some guy that'll like insurance fraud it. I'm like, how does that work? What are you talking about? And he explained it to me.
How old is this guy?
He's older than us. So I mean, he was 3 years older than me, probably 2-3 years older than me.
So he was like 30 years old.
I mean, it was a while ago, so at the time he was probably maybe 26, 27 when this was happening. Okay. And then I'm not even kidding, probably between 2 and 4 weeks later, his car was stolen. Yeah, his car was, quote, stolen.
Whoa.
Yep. So, I mean, that's probably what he did, I would imagine. He was a real piece of shit, real slimy motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that too, and then one time they hired a guy that was quite literally like homeless because they felt bad for him, and he ended up stealing a bunch of shit. I actually caught him stealing, me of all people. I caught him stuffing shit into a bag. It was like in the back corner, we were leaving, and I was like walking back there to do some like turn off the lights, and I go down one of the aisles and I look back and I see him like stuffing stuff in a bag, and I was like, that's weird. So everyone was leaving, so I was like, all right, later, Peter. And then I go back to the office and I start looking at the cameras, and the manager was like, what are you looking at? I was like, pretty sure Peter was back there stealing shit. And we have a camera right in the corner. Sure enough, he comes in with like a bunch of like little items, stuffs them all in a bag, like looks around, even does like the classic look to make sure no one's walking.
No.
Puts it in a bag, walks out the back door. And then the next day he showed up and they fired him. And they're like, I didn't steal anything, man. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, dude, we literally have you on camera. He's like, no, man, I didn't steal anything. So that one. I mean, he was just a thief. I guess I wouldn't even say unprofessional, but that was pretty funny too.
It's pretty unprofessional also.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're given a job and then you just literally steal from it. I mean.
Yeah. The homeless deserve to be homeless is the moral of that story, of course.
Guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anyone really. I'm sure I've worked with unprofessional people. I mean, like, okay, so when I was younger, I started working at like 16, but I worked in a dojo and we were all pretty professional. But by the time I was out of there, I was only 20 years old. And then I worked a couple of retail jobs, and the most unprofessional people I met, I was one of them, was when I was a bag boy at Albertsons. Um, it was actually just like a bunch of 19, 20, 21 year olds that barely gave a fuck, and everyone was just fucking each other, and everyone was going to parties after work all the time. And we would just go into like the parking lot to like get carts or whatever, and we just like stand around and talk to each other and shit. And it was all very unprofessional. But also, you're like a bag boy. It's not like some of them were actually like genuinely just embezzling funds. I did my job, but I also fucked around a lot, you know. But if it was like busy, I would go bag shit, you know.
Yeah.
And if there were a ton of carts, I'd actually do it. But when it was like kind of slow, you know how like if you work retail, if any of you already know this, if it's slow and there's like nothing for you to really do, they just want you to clean shit. Like, oh, go clean this, go clean that, go organize that, whatever. That was the type of shit that none of us would do, unless we were like caught, you know. But like if it was kind of slow, there wasn't really anything you needed to do. Yeah, we would just fuck around, like go in the break room, whatever.
Yeah.
But everyone was like unprofessional in that way.
Yeah.
But no one was like a real standout. There were just standout lazy people who
I wouldn't say
never
that's
work.
I don't even really think of that as unprofessional, I guess. You just think like, holy shit, you're like a bad or lazy employee.
Like a trash employee, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, besides that, I don't know. I don't have really anything. Anyways, let's move on here. Shady Warrior asked a question. I'm not going to read all of it, but do you think the Gulag has its own SPMM? No. I don't think so. Kind of an interesting thought, but no. The thing you have to think about is 150 people in your Warzone match. That's already been dictated by SBMM.
Yeah.
So that has an SBMM selection or whatever. But when you die, think of how many times you've gotten out of the Gulag because you don't have an opponent. There aren't nearly enough people in the Gulag at the same time for there to be SBMM in the Gulag. It's just not possible. You know, and also think of how many times you've been waiting for 40 seconds and then you get an opponent. It's not like, oh, their KD's too different. We're not going to like match you up.
It is weird though, because at times you'll be the first one out of your squad to die. Like this happens all the time in Warzone too. When we play Moz, I'll die like a minute before you guys and I'll be full dead. Like actually, well, I'll get down and then I'll be full dead. Probably 30 seconds before you guys get down and full dead. And somehow, like one time, like last time we played, I think you get into the Gulag and it puts you in the Gulag before me or something. I'm like, what is going on here? But I think it's just more the game is dog shit and it's fucked up. It's not SBMM. I'll tell you one thing though, the Gulag absolutely, without a doubt, has some sort of different server tick rate. The hit reg is actually so terrible in the Gulag. It is a night and day difference. And if you don't notice that, I don't know what to tell you because it's so obvious. You can tell when you shoot people, the hit markers don't happen fast enough. You die around corners. You get hit markers you shouldn't. It is fucking terrible. The Gulag is like a fake game. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm looking for the next question here. Jax, have you ever re-listened to any of your old episodes?
No. I mean, I think at one time I went back and started listening to like our first or second episode for a little bit, but I don't like listening to myself talk like I think most people. So I don't re-listen at all.
Yeah. I like the sound of my own voice, unironically.
That's crazy.
So I don't have an issue with it. It doesn't bother me. Because, yeah, the vast majority of people are like, ew, I don't want to hear myself talk. Because you sound different, I guess, from the first person and the third person, which makes sense. Not to me, though. I sound the same when I'm talking live and when I listen to myself talk. I feel like I sound exactly the same. It's weird. I don't know, but it doesn't bother me. But anyway, I've listened to like parts of older episodes, but not like a whole episode. No. I mean, obviously I have to listen back to edit shit and stuff. So
Yeah.
I do it quite a lot, segments and stuff, but no, like ever go re-listen to an old episode, no. There are more interesting things for me to listen to, frankly. I mean, I was there when it was recorded. I don't need to hear it again. I'm good. So yeah, no. Okay, let's see here.
Like Jake's response to Nicole's question there.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, a lot of retweet, a lot of community feedback on that one.
A lot of RTs on that one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is an excellent question.
Where are we
from
at?
Steel Switch. The best food for the below type of taste. So what is the best sweet food? What's the best tangy food? What's the best sour food? What's the best salty food? And what's the best bitter food? Superb question. Superb
Is it?
question.
I don't know.
Yeah. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Let's start with sweet. We're going to start with sweet.
Oh, God, there's so many.
There are a lot.
There are too many.
And this is going to be a little boring. It's going to be a little boring, but a solid, classic, warm, out of the oven chocolate chip cookie. I think that's the best sweet flavor you can get. All things considered. Now, sometimes I'm in the mood for something particular that is also sweet, in which case I'd prefer that. But just generally speaking, if I want anything sweet and I have a good chocolate chip cookie, I'm never mad. It always fucks. So that would be my answer for sweet, I think.
Yeah.
Boring,
I would probably just
really
say
good.
ice cream, because I can like have ice cream every day. There's a point where like chocolate chip cookies, even I'd be like, I'm sick of cookies right now. I don't want to eat any cookies. But like ice cream, I could just genuinely eat every single day easily, no problem.
I still can't believe how big the bowl of ice cream you ate at Big Bear was.
Some say it's the biggest bowl they've ever seen.
I thought it was a joke, dude.
Oh, my whole life, everyone's always been so shocked. They're like, wait, what? Because people are just pussies. They get like one little scoop of ice cream. And I'm like, what did you even get the container out of the freezer for to eat that? It's crazy.
It was actually like
Eat
7
ice cream.
scoops of ice cream in a bowl, Tanner.
I mean, I don't even know.
It was like
well, it's not.
7 scoops.
I don't know how it's scoops. You can't use scoop as a measurement. You can't just say scoops. I don't know, man. Every
Dude,
scoop is a different size.
It was so much fucking ice cream. I was literally crying laughing. I could not believe
Didn't you take a video of it and we tweeted it out? I think you. I think that's back in your Twitter post from probably 2020. Me eating a big
if you
giant
guys go
bowl
to
of ice cream.
You guys can see the bowl of ice cream. So for the uninitiated, Tanner used to own a cab. Well, Tanner's family used to own a cabin in Big Bear that had no insulation. And me, Tanner, and a couple of our friends went up there for like a couple days, and we hit the grocery store to get some items to eat, and one of them was ice cream. And I guess Tanner at that night put the entire carton of ice cream into a bowl and then casually walked out front where we were playing beer pong to start eating it as if this was normal behavior, which I guess for him it is. But as soon as I saw it, I started crying laughing. I couldn't believe how much ice cream you put in the fucking bowl. And I did, in fact, take, I'm 90% sure, a Twitter video, a nice little vlog. So if you want to go to my Twitter and go to media, you can scroll for a while. I don't take that many pictures of videos on Twitter.
For a while, yeah.
You can probably find it pretty easy, though. And there's a video of this bowl of ice cream, which I guess is just standard fare. It was so much ice cream.
I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
Couldn't believe how much ice cream it was. It was so goddamn funny. But yeah, anyway, ice cream is a good one. Ice cream is a solid one.
I'm getting there.
I feel
back
like
in
ice cream
2021.
for me though is more than the main course. It's an accoutrement to another type of dessert.
That. How is that not on your list of things that would annoy you?
Because no one says it.
Jesus Christ.
Because I don't hear it. Because I hear words like nestled more often than accoutrement.
Oh, I found the video.
You found it? Are you showing it to the stream here?
I'm
Pull
not.
it up if you can.
I guess
you
I
don't
could.
have to, I guess.
No, I guess I could. I just don't know if you say anything that's TOS on it. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, maybe mute it. I just want to see the bowl. Yeah.
Take a little peek here. It does. The bowl looks large, but it's because it's a little shit
there's a lot
paper
of ice
bowl.
cream in it.
No, it's because there's a little shit paper bowl as well. Let's put it up.
I don't remember how big it was. I just remember thinking this is so much ice cream. God, it was so funny, dude.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I wonder if everyone else was as amazed as I was. Like
that's
Gabe
a
and
shit
Joey.
bowl. No, because I've always done that. Yeah. Oh, that was, dude. That is a big bowl of ice cream. Okay, that's more than I usually have. I don't know why I had so much. Yeah, that was a giant fucking bowl.
I'm not caught up yet.
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Yeah, that is a large bowl, actually. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
So much ice cream.
Yeah, let's get a little pause on that when it gets up close.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not my normal amount. That is a fucking ton of ice cream, actually. I don't know why I had so much.
I couldn't believe it, dude. It was so much fucking ice cream. Oh my god. Yeah, that's
looks like
a lot.
Chocolate chip cookie dough too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 or 6 generous scoops of ice cream. Generous.
It must have been because we were like drinking and stuff. We had probably been downing some American spirits and whatnot. So I was probably feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. God, it was so goddamn funny.
Nice little bowl there.
Just couldn't believe. Yeah, it was fantastic. Anyway, okay, so sweet is ice cream. Yeah, no, for you, but yeah, like I like ice cream a lot. I can eat it alone for sure. Don't get me wrong. And chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream has to be the best. But I more think of it as like, yeah, like you put it on an apple pie, put it on something else.
Yeah, put on something for sure.
Little Pizookie. Tangy is the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water. Keep going with your answers. You can move on to the next ones too. I'll get it when I come back.
All right. Trying to think of tangy. What's a good tangy food? I don't know. I feel like tangy is... That's a lot harder for me to answer. You know what I guess I would go with is a very good orange chicken is probably my favorite tangy flavor. At least that I can think of right now. Chinese food usually sucks. Good Chinese food is really, really, really fucking good. But I feel like most of the time I get Chinese food, it's not good, which is a shame. Because when you do get a good fucking orange chicken, god damn it, it's good. So that would be my answer for tangy. Sour. I don't like sour food. I don't know what that would even be, frankly. But like sour dessert, it's like really sweet and sour. I like sour Skittles, but I don't have a very good answer for sour. I don't know if there's like a food item that I would consider that I can think of that's like sour. I'm sure there are some though. Maybe like a lemon bar, lemon meringue pie. That's sour and quite good. But yeah, I don't know. Salty is the next one. Once again, you got to get basic. A good solid French fry. A salty ass French fry. Seasoned salt, ideally, from islands specifically. It's probably my favorite salty thing I can eat. Shout out to popcorn though, because of course salty ass, buttery ass popcorn is fantastic as well. And I might even fuck around and say a good ribeye would be my favorite salty item. I would pick French fries over a ribeye though. If we're picking like salty, I would have to say. And then bitter? We left out spicy, by the way, so fix that skill switch.
Yeah.
But I don't know about bitter. What kind of food is bitter that's good? What kind of food is bitter?
That's why
at all?
I didn't like this question at all, because I have no answer for tangy and I have no answer for bitter at all. I don't know.
How do you feel about the orange chicken answer for tangy?
So some people eat their foods and they have these thoughts like, oh, that's like tangy. I've never eaten anything and thought like, ooh, that's got a great tangy taste. It's either like, ooh, this tastes good, or it doesn't. Like, I don't ever think of the foods I'm eating in categories like this. That's why it's hard for me to answer. I'm like, I honestly don't know what tangy necessarily means. Like, what foods are tangy?
I would never describe something as tangy. Yeah, that's true.
So like, I don't like sour. The only sour things I can think of are candies, which I don't know. Most sour candies are fine at best. There's none that are great. And
the
like
technical, good.
And like what you're saying with salties can be like actually any food.
Yeah, pretty much. You're supposed to put salt on pretty much everything.
Like steak was a good one that I wouldn't have thought of, because like you get that nice salted little crust on there. That's excellent. Yeah. But that could be like anything. I don't know. And then bitter, what do I even want to eat that's bitter?
I'm trying to think of anything I eat that's bitter.
The stuff bitter is usually bitter, like coffee.
It's bitter medicine.
Yeah.
It's like bitter,
or like coffee's too bitter, shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bitter's like always negative, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's probably some things that taste good that are bitter that I'm not thinking of, but I don't know what they are. The technical term for tangy, by the way, I think, is umami, which is a real word, umami.
Yeah.
And it's one of there are categories of taste buds humans have. Salt, sweet, bitter, and umami, I think, are the 4 taste bud categories. So if you just looked up high umami food and then ate it, then you would know what people mean by tangy. I think that's what tangy means. It's like saying something is salty, but for salt.
10 foods naturally high in umami. Parmesan, tomatoes, mushrooms.
Oh, interesting.
Beef, soy sauce, black olives, asparagus. Yeah, see, like
those don't sound similar to me at
that's
all.
what I'm saying. How are these all in the same category when they're not?
I would never say asparagus
they're fake.
Is fucking tangy.
It's just these are just fake made up things. Yeah.
So I don't know. And then the category you forgot, Steel Switch, spit GIF, is of course hot, spicy.
Spicy would have actually been the best category. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can go with spicy.
Category,
Fuck you, Steel Switch. I hope you make it up with another good question coming up.
That was a pivot.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
Yeah.
What's good spicy food? Oh, this is easy for me. This is easy for the boy. Pad see ew. Well, no, more specifically, Penang curry. A good spicy Penang curry. Not too spicy, but god damn it, Penang curry is the best thing that can be spicy, for sure. No doubt for me.
I haven't tried Penang yet.
I fucking love curry, dude.
I'm liking yellow the most.
Guy.
I really like the yellow curry because it's got the potatoes.
Yellow is always solid. It's got the potatoes, and the potatoes soak up all that curry very well.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Yeah. Penang curry usually has potato in it though, but I think that varies between establishments. Yellow curry is the safest curry bet, I would say, if you're like at a new spot or something. Ooh, hot wings. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hot wings can be good. So I'm a big dry guy. I like a spicy dry rub on a really crispy wing. Miss me
like
with wet wings
rub.
almost always, because trouble is most places they give you wet wings and they have zero crisp to them. Like if you get like Wingstop, if you get like their shit little like boneless wings that have some sort of sauce on them, they make those like they fry those so long that even with the sauce, it's usually crunchy enough. But like at a lot of pizza places, if you'll get like dog shit buffalo, which by the way, buffalo wings are easily the worst flavor of wing. I don't know why buffalo is so popular. It is not a good flavor at all. Buffalo, anything fucking sucks.
It's just like
almost
vinegar
always.
And like Tabasco
it's so
sauce.
strong.
Yeah.
It's so strong, and for what? It doesn't taste good. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So buffalo wings are by far the worst. And like pizza places, when they do buffalo wings, holy shit. Like rubbery fucking basically microwaved ass shit wings with a wet sauce all over them. God, it's disgusting, man. So spicy, like a really good crispy dry rub on a wing is great.
Like a Louisiana.
What's the place?
Cajun.
Curry Pizza Company. Excellent crispy wings.
Good.
Excellent dry rub crispy wings. So gross. Tom Yum Gai, the Thai soup. Excellent spicy soup. That is the best soup you can have when you're sick.
Soup?
I'm not a big sweet and sour guy. But,
I love sweet and sour
It's not bad,
soup.
but I wouldn't like usually order it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Tom Yum Gai, if you guys are ever sick or it's the winter, there is no better warm soup than that. Fuck chicken noodle soup and all this other dog shit your boomer parents, or not your boomers, your fucking elderly dead parents taught you. Don't have chicken noodle soup when you're sick. Go to your local Thai place and order Tom Yum Gai.
What is it?
It's Gabe put me on. Let me read off all the ingredients.
Okay, yeah, give us a little rundown.
Tom Yum Gai. Let's see. Oh, I guess they actually call this a hot and sour chicken soup, is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it is hot and sour technically.
Yeah,
so
I'm
it's
a
like
big
chicken,
hot and sour guy.
Lemongrass, a bunch of sauces, bunch of spice. I don't really know. It's just it tastes so good and it clears out your nostrils. So if you're ever feeling sick, it is the best soup to have because it's hot, spicy. Ooh, it's just delicious. You just gotta get it. You just gotta try it.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's pretty gross, man. Just peeling that thing, huh?
That sucker is getting peeled.
So that's a good one. And then spicy orange chicken at Chinese places. Much better than regular orange chicken usually.
Feels so good.
Spicy orange chicken.
It's really crazy that skin peels at all. Isn't it?
Yeah, I
like
guess.
This was a part of my body. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, dried skin doesn't gross me out, by the way.
Why would it?
Well, you know how some people are like, oh my God, you've ever cut toenails or someone else cutting toenails in front of another person and they're like, ew, that's disgusting, you're cutting your toenails. It's like it's dead, tissue. It's not gross at all to me. I don't find nails gross at all.
Yeah.
They're just nails. I don't know. Anyway, that soup does sound good though. But yeah, I'm a big hot and sour soup.
Do you have a Thai place out there by you?
No.
Fuck.
Don't think so.
Dog shit.
And all of the Mediterranean food is miserable here, by the way.
Really?
I've tried three places, and they've all been shit.
Oh, you were telling us about that one that was actually really gross.
Yeah.
Like the garlic sauce or something you said
it was the
disgusting?
Garlic sauce specifically, yeah. And the other place I tried recently did the same thing with their garlic sauce. It's not it was such that you could pour it out of the container.
Oh.
Whereas the garlic sauce I want, if it's in a container and I flip it over,
it doesn't move.
It shouldn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a gel almost, like hair gel consistency. That's good garlic sauce.
Yeah.
But if it's runny, it's dog shit. Yeah. And this other place is all runny too. Is really sad.
That's weird.
Yeah. Really
a couple things here in the chat. First of all, Dr. Churm.
Woo!
Churm. Thank you for the new membership on YouTube. Appreciate that. And with a $10 super chat with a question attached. Question is, couldn't find anything in Discord, but what is Raz's tattoo of? And would you/Tanner get any more? I don't have any. I'd be open to it, but I have nothing that I would absolutely want to get. So.
Does Sierra have any tattoos?
Yeah, she's got 5 or 6. Most of them are really small.
Just the
she has
the
one
classic,
big one on
the girl
her
classic.
side back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girls love getting small ass tattoos.
Yeah. She got one
just
behind
get a
her
big
ear.
tattoo.
She got one on her wrist right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen. My tattoo is of it's like a thunderstorm, I guess. There's a tree.
Forest fire.
It's a forest fire, basically. Yeah. So there's a bunch of clouds.
He
thunder,
likes fire.
And then the forest burning, some mountains, and then it just wraps around. There's another tree on the back. That's what it's of. There's a whole fucking thing about it. I don't know. It's boring. I don't know. I used to like Jordan Peterson a lot before he went fucking insane. And one of the things he talked about a lot, obviously, but one of them was like, you need to let like trees in the wild burn every once in a while so that the dead wood gets cleared away so that there's room for like new trees and shit. And if you protect a forest for too long without letting it burn, which will naturally happen if you do let it burn, then you'll accumulate so much dead wood in the forest because it hasn't burned for 200 years that when it does catch fire, because it eventually will, there is so much kindling that the forest can't recover. But normally it can recover because it has built-in mechanisms for periodic forest fires, but not for like a giga forest fire if you're just letting dead wood accumulate or whatever. And then he went on to say, this is kind of a metaphor for human beings. You have to let go of old or shit habits or ideas or, I don't know, people even maybe. That's kind of like the deadwood of your life. And you have to let it go before you can have like new shit, which makes sense. And obviously he like talks a lot more than I'm talking about it right now about this. But it's a very interesting idea and I liked it quite a bit. But mainly, honestly, and most people with tattoos won't tell you this, I will because I'm honest. I wanted to get a tattoo. I wanted to get a half sleeve and then I reverse engineered a reason and like a thing to get and then a reason.
That does
so
look
I was like,
cool.
okay, you start with I want a tattoo and then you like figure out a reason. No one has the reason first and then gets the tattoo. Yeah, and I also got color. Thank you. I got color because I'm white as fuck. So color looks really good on my skin because it's actually like a sheet of paper. So you could do color really well. So, yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, and it's a shame because Jordan Peterson is a fucking lunatic now.
Now he just gets on Twitter and
He's
instead of
just
saying that, he just
embarrassing.
says fuck. He says fuck the gays and fuck the minorities. Basically.
He's like, yeah, he's just so unhinged, dude. He had like that benzo overdose, which I still don't understand how a Harvard professor doesn't understand that benzos are addictive. That was kind of his like defense when it happened.
His education
He's like, oh, I didn't
fake.
realize how addictive benzodiazepines can be when I got prescribed them. And it's like, really? Does anyone believe that? Like, you're a Harvard trained psychologist. Like, you of all people would know that benzos are addictive. So this is weird. So and then after that, he's just been
Was he a
completely
professor at
fucking
Harvard?
Unhinged. Yes.
Really?
He taught at Harvard.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So his academic credentials are super solid. He was a tenured professor at Harvard University. Yeah. He's like no joke. He's a really
nothing worse than a college professor is what they say.
Yeah, well, he's a really legit academic, but he just also happens to be a fucking lunatic now, which is a shame. But anyway, yeah. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Much appreciated. Would I get any more, by the way? I don't know. Not anytime soon. I would be open to it, but I'm not like when I got this, I really wanted a tattoo. I don't like really want a tattoo now, so unless I have that impulse again, I won't get one.
Yeah.
I think I will eventually, maybe. I think it would look cool to have two half sleeves.
Yeah, honestly, I think it kind of looks better on most dudes if they have one sleeve or arm that's inked up and the other's nothing. Personally, I think that looks dope as fuck. I was like, that's cool. When it's both of them, it's like, okay, that's cool. He's got a lot of tattoos, but something about just having one and then the other arm completely bare, I think that looks really cool.
I kind of agree with you.
I wouldn't do any on your other arm unless it's like something smaller, like up high. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like the look of the one sleeve. My other thing is like, I wouldn't know what to get. And then also I wouldn't know where to get it and start. Because I always thought like the leg tattoos look cool. And I wear shorts a lot. Like kind of short shorts.
You do
so
wear
like
shorts
up here,
a lot.
I think could look kind of cool. Or like back, I don't know, back here. Like Ben has one. Ben has some on the top of both of his like thighs. So like you don't see it unless he's like wearing short shorts or also like sitting down and the shorts kind of right up, you know? And I would kind of like something like that, but then at the same time it's like, well then it's like it's covered a lot of times. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
that's the
I
thing.
like the
you
look of
want
leg.
to be able to cover it, but
Yeah.
also you want people to see it, obviously. So it's like, what do you do? Yeah.
I think a leg one would look dope. Yeah.
Leg ones do look cool. Or they can, I should say.
Sierra at one time wanted to get matching tattoos places, or not like necessarily matching, but like both get tattoos like places that we went. Like when we went on our honeymoon in 2018 to Croatia, she found some tattoo parlor like right next to where we were staying, and she wanted to get like matching like something that was kind of like they do like a bunch of like styles that is specific basically to Croatia, I guess. I don't know anything about it, but they did
that
look
would've been cool, dude.
and I regret it.
You should have done it.
That's something that I do regret. I'm like, fuck, I should. But I was like actually like a pussy. I was like, I'm like scared. I don't know if it's gonna hurt. And she's like, it doesn't really
Is
hurt.
it hurting? Oh,
I'm just like scared of getting it done, to be honest. And I regret not doing that now, because that would have been cool. And then like when we go to Hawaii next week, it would be cool to get like kind of like something, you know, tied to that there. I don't know.
Do it.
That would have been dope, but
do it. The people that say like getting tattoos hurts should be shot. It's not. It doesn't hurt.
Especially where I would get it. Like if I got it like on the top of my leg, that's not going to hurt at all. It's just all fat there.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm getting on my fucking rib cage.
Yeah, it does not hurt getting a tattoo. The worst part for mine was like the inner arm, like right here, this part. And it's like, you could say it hurts. It kind of does, but it's not like, it doesn't hurt though. It's just like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not like unbearable pain. Like, it's not even close to that. There might be parts of the body that would be like that, but I don't think so. After having sat through fucking 20 hours or so of tattoos, I can say pretty confidently it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that were the only thing stopping someone from getting a tattoo, I would say just shut the fuck up and go get it.
Yeah.
Because it's not that big of a deal. But if there are other reasons you don't want one, obviously don't. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, no, I'd be open to getting another one maybe. But I'm in no rush. I'm in no hurry.
Maybe I should get "End the Fed" inked on my knuckles.
Ooh, dude, "Don't tread on me" on your back. Just a huge back piece, dude. The whole back. "Don't tread on me."
Right?
The whole thing, God. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I asked someone, should I get any writing on my tattoo? I wish I remember who I asked, and they were like, no. The tattoo is like art.
Yeah.
Like if you want to read shit, go open a book. You shouldn't get any writing on it. I was like, you know what, dude, you're right. Like you only have limited space. Get
yeah,
like
maybe
art.
I should I get a tattoo in Hawaii next week?
Dude, you and Sierra should do it. That would be cool. Come back inked the fuck up. Here's my thing though. That was another thing I was going to say. In my opinion, and this is why my one and only tattoo is a half sleeve. If you're going to get a tattoo, get a fucking tattoo. Don't be a little bitch boy and get like a little tiny fucking 1-inch whatever on your like shoulder. Because then at that point, it's like, why'd you get a tattoo at all? Like, don't do that. You got to get a big thing. You don't need a half sleeve necessarily. That's a lot. But you should get something pretty big. And ideally, you get a half sleeve. Yeah. Yeah. Because they look better. Because that's the thing, too, is like, if you just want to get more tattoos later on, and you have like one tattoo on your shoulder, it's like, okay, well, you can't get like a sleeve anymore. You can't get like a big design anymore in that location because you fucked your location.
Yeah.
So like think of a thing you want, and then you could have a ton of space with one unified theme and design that's going to look way cooler than like a bunch of random. Like imagine if all of my arm that's tattooed right now was instead 10 separate tattoos. It would look so much worse.
Yeah.
And I like knew that going in. I was like, I'm going to get like one big tattoo, you know?
Yeah.
You and Sierra should do it, dude. You should ask her.
Oh, I mean, she would be down.
Good ideas.
She would, of course, be down, yeah. I think it'd just be one of those things you, like, go into, like, a local shop and just talk to them and, like, I'm sure they would have some recommendations. Like, oh, yeah, I'll just give you the white bitch and the white man special.
Yeah.
Probably.
By the way, though, if you're going to get, like, a decent size one especially, it's going to take, like, hours.
Yeah.
So make sure you have time.
Long, yeah.
That's the thing, too, yeah. That's the thing that Getting it on vacation, yeah, I don't know if I would.
And then you'd also
that.
have to get it like at the end, right? Because can you like go in like fucking salt water and shit right after you get it? Probably not, right? You'd probably have to stay out of that for so you'd have to get it at the very end. So it's probably not possible.
Yeah, you're gonna be swimming. Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's not like like when we gone to Croatia, that would have been cool because we like never. Oh, I guess we did swim once or twice, but it would have been easier to avoid that shit and just get it done.
Right. Yeah. Hawaii's not the place.
Maybe me and J God can get matching tattoos out there. Me, J God, and Boomer Town Gaming.
You know what you should do is get a J God tattoo, get his face on your chest.
Like big.
And then you should run up to him and say, J God, I'm such a big fan. And then lift up your shirt and show him his face on your body.
Yeah.
He would love that.
Yeah, people really like that kind of stuff.
People really appreciate gestures of that type, yes.
Yeah, he'd be very appreciative.
Yeah, especially content creators online, for sure.
James God, the king.
James Bartholomew God, yeah. So, anyway. All right, I'll do more, maybe. One more, I don't know.
Look. Wow, we're pretty caught up on the queue. You guys can actually start asking questions now. I mean, we're already like...
We're at
the end of April, early May now.
Questions.
Yeah, so let's see. A drug-related question from the drug addict Jax. I won't be answering that. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, yeah. Dude, my hand is peeling so much. Holy shit. I knew this was going to happen, but still, it's crazy.
Steel Switch, we already kind of answered this with the other question. What kind of dicking around did you guys do at your past jobs during downtime? I mean, nothing crazy. There'd be times you kind of just sit there and not do much. I mean, if like someone comes in though, I'm not ignoring them. I'm still like, going up and seeing if they need help. I'm not a complete prick, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll end on this one.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Got it.
Yeah, we'll end on this one.
Okay.
Steel Switch from May 16th. Wow, we are less than a month away from being caught up.
Yeah, you guys got to start.
So now you have to start asking questions. Yeah, go ask questions in Q&A. You guys don't ask enough.
Now.
So Steel Switch asks, he said cutest breed of dog as a puppy.
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, it's a neighbor. I'm gonna say tough. A little
Corgi
tiny.
Puppies are very cute.
I'm gonna say they are, but yeah, I'm gonna say a little lab with its floppy ass ears, or a little German Shepherd would be my top two. And while I'm on that, I will say this: dog puppies can be ugly constantly. Adult dogs are ugly constantly.
Well,
kittens are never ugly. There's not an ugly kitten out there. It doesn't exist. And adult cats are at best, it's a cat. Dogs can be genuinely ugly, and a lot of them are. If you have one of those little fucking curly-haired white dogs that's like 40, 30 pounds, I don't need to see a picture of it. It's ugly. I'm telling you right now, your dog is ugly. And don't try to pretend that it's cute. It could have a cute personality and all that. That's great. I get that. I'm just saying your dog physically is ugly, and I just want to let you know that. Cats are always cuter than dogs.
I agree. The only way an adult cat can be ugly is kittens can't be ugly. That's true. Puppies can be. I don't know if puppies can be ugly.
I guess just not cute. Yeah.
Not
same thing. It's
cute.
because the little white ones I'm talking about, which aren't necessarily poodles, there are fucking hundreds of breeds that look like that. Poodles are the ugliest, but
poodles are fucking ugly.
When those are puppies, those can be pretty cute because they'll be little fluff balls, but then they grow up and they have an ugly ass face. They look like shit.
And they shit.
So many dogs are ugly. When you really think about it, there are probably more ugly than cute dogs out there. When you really stop and think about it.
Yeah, maybe. And a lot of dogs are not cute, but they're not ugly either. Like an adult, like pit bull.
They just exist.
That's not like a cute dog, and it's not ugly either. It's in fact horrifying.
Well, that dog should be in prison. So
yeah. German Shepherd puppy is a very good answer because they usually have the one ear down and one ear up.
And one of them things straight up. God, they're cute.
They're like still trying to figure it the fuck out. That's pretty cute. Yeah, for sure. But kittens are always cute. I've never seen a not cute kitten. That's true. Adult cats can be ugly if they're fat as fuck. That's the only way, though. Oh, or by the way, hairless cats. Hello, that whole
Hairless
breed of cats is
ugly.
disgusting. Miserable, awful, spit on you, disgusting.
Yeah, Trey needs to start posting trigger warnings when he posts his cat pictures because that thing is creepy.
Those
looking.
things are gross as fuck. Yeah, that's. So we can't forget about those. But the question was the cutest puppy or kitten puppy breed, right? God, there's so many. Labs and like golden retrievers are very cute, but they're all cute when they're puppies, dude. Corgi puppies are really cute. I don't know. Yeah, I can't pick. There's all kinds of cute little pups. But I would say German Shepherd for the ear thing. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
A little kitten right
Adult
here.
German Shepherds are not cute, by the way, at all. Like sometimes adult dogs can be cute. German Shepherd isn't one of them. They're not ugly. They just look like...
Adult German Shepherds?
Yeah. They just look like work animals.
Yeah.
Which they are.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that thing right there, that can do some shit. That's a capable animal. It's a competent animal. It can do things. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thank you again for all the super chats. Shout out to you guys. Reminder, weird schedule next week. Go to our Twitter account at the Dropshot Podcast, where we post our schedule every Monday. You can see our schedule for next week there. On Tuesday, probably, we are going to be going into detail on the blog post we've gotten on Vondel prior to its release, of course. And then we've got a lot of Saturday and bonus eps cooking as well for next week. Going to be a weird schedule, but a lot of content, so that's going to be fun and exciting. Patreon free trial still available for the month of June. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Bonus episodes, ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and you can try it for free. Get the whole back catalog. Check it out. Manscaped.com, promo code DROPSHOT, 20% off and free shipping. Very important for us for this month if you're in the market. And last but not least, stay humble.
Stay humble.